Hey y'all!
Hey!
I'm Dylan.
And I'm Jordan.
And we are back with episode 4 of Hall Pass. Let's go!
Yo, we're here!
Guys, it's our final episode of 2024. The year is almost gone, but we had to come back and talk to y'all at least one more time.
One more time year ended. That is so wild to me.
We blinked our eyes, and the next thing we knew, we're at 2025's doorstep. Honestly,
this is nuts.
2024 has been a very eventful year.
Yeah.
High highs, low lows, medium mediums.
Mm-hmm.
And me personally, I'm ready to go on to the next. That's just me. Love you 2024, but we're leaving you in the past. That's just set on that.
On to better.
On to bigger and better things for all of you, I hope. But yeah, guys, thank you again for tuning in to our final episode of the year. But before we get into anything, everybody please wish Jordan a happy early birthday. Woo! It will have already passed.
Season.
Big cap things.
Big cat, big goat.
It will have already passed by the next time we talk to y'all.
Yes.
So, girl, what are your plans? What's it giving?
Oh my God, y'all. So I know I've been hinting towards it the past few episodes, but I will be going on my first ever international solo trip next week.
Wow.
Yes, because my birthday is on the 3rd. So I'm kind of a New Year's baby, y'all. So I'm going to go from turning up New Year's to jumping on a motherfucking plane. And I will be out of the country for a few days. I'm very excited. We'll be doing a lot of Eat, Pray, Loving and just giving what it's supposed to have gave.
Work.
Very excited. How are you doing, girl?
Girl, if I sound crazy, guys, I apologize. The reason is I have a little bit of a tickle in my throat, but don't worry, I'm on my
She's getting that shit together. Yeah.
I have it together. I'm on my Dayquil, NyQuil tea regimen, and that's just that.
That's why she sounds so relaxed right now.
But guys, we have to nip it in the bud because I'm going out on New Year's Eve. I don't care. Like, look, I have to dance into the new year, have a good time, leave 2024 behind. I have to do my end of the year closeout ceremony, whatever y'all want to call it. And I don't think I'm doing anything crazy. I'm just gonna write stuff down on a piece of paper.
A little witchy shit.
A little witchy, but nothing too crazy.
A little bit.
You're supposed to like write stuff down on the list that like you want to leave behind 2024, whatever is not serving you, and then you burn it.
Yes.
And if nothing else, just a nice way to close 2024 in a box and put that shit on the shelf. You know what I mean? So
I'm gonna be getting into my little hoodoo bag. I'm not gonna like I'm gonna be wearing my certain color panties to manifest what I want to bring in. A lot of people might be making their collard greens and eating their black eyed peas. Make sure you clean your fucking house.
Clean your house, guys.
Clean your house
before the new year starts. Clean
your house.
You have
Mop
to do
your floors.
Wash your clothes. All of the above.
Wash them clothes.
But yeah, guys. I mean, we're excited to get into the new year. And we're very excited, guys. New year, new periods. We have some new things that we're introducing this episode that we're excited about. I'm not going to spoil anything because you'll literally hear what we're doing in like a minute. So just wait, be patient. But yeah, guys, we're super, super, super excited. Thank you once again for tuning in. And without any further ado, class is in session.
What's up, you guys? We are back with period 1 with our first ever film class.
Woohoo!
Oh, this has been a long time coming. I don't think we've had a film class with you guys yet. And
we
this
haven't.
Is our shit, y'all. Like, we love movies.
We
love
cinephiles,
movies.
Guys. Love movies.
Love it down. And we're even deeper in our bag today because we're going to be talking about our favorite genre, horror.
Guys, if you need to know anything about us, we love horror movies.
Love horror. We're obsessed with horror movies. I don't think there's very many that have come out in the past 15 years that we haven't seen at this point.
Honestly, yeah.
Honestly. So we will actually be discussing the Christmas special movie that has come out that has everyone buzzing. And that will be Nosferatu.
Yeah, guys, I think Nosferatu, I would say personally, was one of the most like highly anticipated.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And if you're into the gothic, supernatural, chills, drama, if that's your bag, this is what you want to listen to. Like, this is the review you need to convince you to go watch.
For sure.
If you even needed that much.
If you even needed it. Go see it if you haven't seen it also. So.
Right. So I'm giving a little background about Nosferatu, y'all. It is oftentimes called the granddaddy of vampire films.
Yeah.
It was early released in like the early 1920s and was an actual silent movie. It was a silent German expressionist movie. And it was very loosely based on Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Yes.
Yes. Emphasis on loosely because they did not have the rights to do Dracula.
Right.
So they ended up tweaking the names, and then that's how they got Nosferatu.
Honestly. But I think besides the names, because I do think they ended up getting in trouble for that.
They did.
It was really close, right?
They did, yeah. So I think Bram Stoker's widow actually like sent over the copyright infringements and won. So it actually, all the Nosferatu copies got destroyed.
Except for like the ones that survived. Most of them.
Right. Most of them. But like the court ordered after they won that
they had to destroy it.
That they had to destroy the Nosferatu because they won that copyright case.
Well, thank God that a couple escaped the destroying.
Some escaped, but yeah, they were not allowed to make any more copies of Nosferatu.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is essentially like the granddaddy of all granddaddy vampire movies, y'all. And they had a hell of a cast for this remake. We got William Dafoe. We got Lily Rose Depp. There's Bill Skarsgård, who, if you're remembering, he was the clown in It. So he's definitely creepy. And then we have our man, Aaron Taylor Johnson. Does there need to be any more said?
All-star cast, really. I mean, Willem Dafoe, any movie that he's in.
My bitch pose is nasty.
I'm saying, gotta love Willem. he's end all be all.
Yes. So again, this is a remake of a very old movie, you guys. The director was Robert Eggers. If you're not familiar with him, but you love horror, he is the same guy that did the movie The Witch and also did the movie The Lighthouse.
Well, that makes sense,
yeah. And when you think about it, like how he filmed
Willem Dafoe
it.
was in The Lighthouse too.
He was.
Yeah. And just the overall vibe.
Just the overall vibe, very gothic.
Yeah.
So he is the director of a few other really good horror films. And he decided to resurrect this movie, and he did a great job. And it's really not, to me, wasn't like the typical reboot. I really think he went full on with like the gothic horror, and there was a little element of a drama to me as well.
Sure.
Like it kind of gave very like offbeat drama, like an offbeat horror. It's not so much slapstick, boo, scary, jerk moments.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
It's just an unsettling, creepy vibe with lots of drama and lots of like weird shit, y'all. Like it's one of those movies where like everybody at the end kind of was sitting there like, what the fuck did I just watch?
Yeah, for sure. But in a good way.
In a good way. So I'm going to let y'all know right now that if you are interested in seeing the movie, I want to say to skip this little segment that I might be giving some spoilers away. I kind of want to give like a brief synopsis of what the movie is about without giving too much, because I'm not trying to spoil the entire movie for you guys. However, if you are planning on seeing it and you don't want to hear anything about what it's about and you want to be completely surprised, please skip this part because I'm just going to give like a little breakdown of what's going to happen. So the movie takes place in early 1800s with this guy, Thomas, who is a real estate agent based out of Germany, who's really just trying to, you know, hustle and grind for him and his new wife, Ellen. So he sets out to go to Transylvania to help this really rich and mysterious count, whose name is Count Orlok, and help him buy some property. But this isn't like your normal Zillow type situation. Like the shit is weird, you guys. Like all of the layout, the estate is so creepy and it just looks haunted on arrival. So he's kind of freaked out already. And Count Orlok does not look like your normal fucking person. Like when you see him, you're like, something's amiss here. And yeah, so while Thomas is out, at this castle, his wife back home in Germany starts catching like these really weird dreams. Like she is freaking the fuck out. She's low-key kind of going into somewhat of a psychosis. And she starts seeing things. She starts feeling things. And it's like she knows that something terrible is happening and is going to happen to her husband and is going to happen in general. And when Count Orlok ends up coming back to their town, he brings devastation and the plague along with him. So the movie really is all about Ellen, the wife, and centering her, who's played by Lily Rose Depp, who ends up being caught between her love of her husband, Thomas, and this obsession of Count Orlok with her, and how their ties end up, undermining the love that she has with her husband at current state. So it's really not like your normal smooth romantic vampire. Like, it's not Twilight, y'all. It's definitely way more creepy. It's way more morbid. The guy is nightmarish. Like, he's not hot. He's devastatingly horrifying to look at. And it's just really kind of gives you like the creepy crawlies, because it's definitely the more morbid view of a vampire romance. Like, it's not traditional. It's not like the sexy that you're expecting. It's weird. And the vibe of the movie, I would say, again, is very crazy, very gothic. It's grimy, and it pulls you into this world that just where everything feels a little off. Everything is just a little creepy. And I think that the director really brings in like a slow burn. So instead of just like the jump scares, you get a lot of tension build up, and the things are building up that practically end up like creepy crawling out towards the end. So if you are not into the standard sparkly sexy vampire and you want to go back into like the weird creepy morbid vampire thing, again, this film is probably your bag. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think it had a perfect balance of creepy and drama and funny. I think there were some parts of it that were pretty humorous too. But I would definitely recommend checking it out. Just so you know, guys, if you are if you ever watched a movie and you happen to be with family or close loved ones, and a love scene comes on and you're like, oh, I'm uncomfortable sitting in this, maybe don't go see it with your parents. Like, maybe not, or maybe don't go see it with a loved one where you wouldn't feel comfortable sitting in those types of settings with. Avoid this movie with that one. But it would be a very good date night or girls night or something to see with someone you're close with, or even a solo movie night. I would definitely highly recommend.
Yeah, I agree. I really enjoyed it. It's not like Saltburn level when we're talking about like sex scenes and stuff, so yeah, don't think it's gonna be anything crazy like that. However, there are sex scenes, so yeah, there's that forewarning. But I really enjoyed the fact that they got, back into Dracula / Nosferatu being like an actual monster and not,
yeah, me
this
too.
super cool, like suave, like it got into like the actual origins of like what vampires are supposed to be.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed that. There's also like this really unsettling, besides drama, like romantic theme, but like twisted romance. Like, this shouldn't be romantic. However,
it's a one-sided romance.
It's a one-sided no, it's kind of two. But she's like hypnotized.
Hers is like, yeah. Hers is like, is she
not
doing it willingly?
She's kind of like under his spell.
Yes.
But like he crosses oceans to find this woman, and
right.
In that sense, it's like, oh.
It's like, oh.
But it's weird, guys. Don't get me wrong. And again, he's like very monstrous looking, so I don't want you to think it's this tall, dark, handsome. He's tall, but
he's tall, but he's not handsome. Right. He's dead.
He's dead. Yeah, he's a dead guy. But I thought it was great.
Me too.
Bill Skarsgård, who plays Count Orlok / Nosferatu, complete transformation. Y'all are not going to recognize him.
And he's done it again. Like, yeah, I would never. No,
you're not gonna.
Even as it kind of still looked more like him as an individual, but of course he's has all the costume makeup. Right. This you would never know.
You would think it was a different actor if you didn't know it was Bill Skarsgård.
He's great.
It's a complete.
He's great.
The costuming, the cinematography, all of it. It's a beautifully shot film.
Mm-hmm, very much so.
Again, very similar if you guys watched Bram Stoker's Dracula, the Francis Ford Coppola movie that came out in like the 90s.
Yeah.
Storyline, the same, but because like what we said, Nosferatu was based off of Dracula. There are differences in how Nosferatu plays out versus Dracula, so it's not going to be like play by play, same thing.
Yeah.
But it gives you the basis. So if you've seen it, you kind of know the storyline of this with some caveats. Like, it's not exactly the same.
Exactly.
But I would recommend it. Honestly, it was an interesting watch. I was entertained the whole time.
I was very entertained.
I was entertained, you know.
Y'all, and I'm not gonna lie, there were some comedic moments. I don't even know if they were trying for it to be funny, but it was just like, oh shit. Like, maybe more like, oh my God moments versus comedic.
Yeah.
And how you interpretate those moments, you might laugh.
Yeah.
Because there was some laughter in the theater. I laughed personally.
Yeah.
And definitely, yes, there is romance that can be felt, you guys, but it's like,
twisted. It's not like Romeo and Juliet. No. Don't get me wrong. It's a twisted romance, but but
like the yearners get it.
Yeah,
like real yearners understand.
It's very emotionally complex in that way.
Yes,
but if I was gonna rate the movie, I would give it.
I give it almost a 9.
8.5 out of 10.
Yeah, I would give it almost a 9.
8.5. Yeah,
I give it.
It's worth it. It's worth the watch.
Yeah, me too. I think it was very entertaining. I did kind of sit at the end like, what the fuck?
Yes.
But it's definitely one of those not traditional horror movies. So yes, definitely recommend you guys go check that out. Well worth the visit to your local movie theater or AMC. And with that, guys, we're going to wrap up film class. Class is dismissed.
Guys, welcome to period 2 with your host, yours truly. But let's get into it. So for period 2 today, we have ethics class. Ethics. And featuring Squid Games season 2. If you guys know anything about Squid Games, you'll know why this period is ethics class. Because it really does test your morals and your ethics and everything you know about yourself as a human being. Yeah. If you don't know what Squid Games is, literally, where have you been for the past 4 years? It's a Korean series, Netflix series that literally rocked the entire world in 2020. And people have been waiting for season 2.
Yes.
Because season 1 closed off and left it open to like, oh, well, is he going to come find the people who did it? Is he going to the U.S. to be with his daughter? What's going to happen?
It's been a long time coming, right?
It's been a long time. I mean, it's been 4 years.
Yeah.
So it's been a very long time coming. But I can just kind of explain very broadly Squid Game's premise. For any of y'all who might not know, or maybe you forget and you need a refresher, I'll let you know. So basically, our star of the show, who was also our star in season 2, the character's name is Song Gi-hoon, right? Yes, Song Gi-hoon. I hope that I'm not butchering that pronunciation, y'all. I'm trying. It's Korean. Okay. And that's played by Lee Jung-jae, who is a great actor. First season, basically those who go into the Squid Games are all people who are down in their dumps in some form or fashion, financially, 9 times out of 10. They need some type of money. And these people who are conducting these games go out and find them. And it's very inconspicuous how they find them. It's like, oh, well, play this game with me. If you win, I will give you some money. If you don't win, I'm going to smack you across the face. And people are always like, wait, whoa, what? So that's what happens with our main character one day when he's at a train station. He plays the game. He ends up winning some money, but he gets smacked like a bunch of times. And then the guy gives him a card. And it's like, okay, well, if you're ever interested in playing other games and making some money, hit us up. Call this card. He does that, as well as 99 other people. What happens is they get picked up. They go under like some type of drug or whatever and wake up in the Squid Games. Little do they know these games are life or death. If you fail, you die. If you win, then you move on to the next round and the money grows. And there's only one person standing at the end. Everybody else is going to die but this one person. So our main character is who ends up winning the Squid Games. After he wins, he gets a bunch of money and he's going to go to the U.S. to reunite with his daughter. He gets some call from the people who are conducting the Squid Games like, oh, you really thought you were about to dip on us? And he's like, I'm going to make sure there's never a Squid Game again. Cool. First season over, right? This second season, also, I'm only going to be discussing the first 2 episodes, so I'm not going to give too many spoilers. But if you have not watched any of season 2 and you don't want to hear about it, skip past this period, okay?
We're committed to giving you guys spoilers. We're committed to giving
y'all spoiler alerts.
Spoiler alerts.
If you're still tapped in, I'm going to get into the first 2 episodes, okay?
Yes.
3, 2, 1. Season 2 picks up right where we left off. Our main character, he is still in the airport. He's on the phone with these folks. Basically, he is doubling down the fact that Squid Games is never going to be a thing so long as he has anything to say about it, and he is determined on taking the whole thing down. So he hires the help of, if you guys remember in the first season, he had a lot of like gambling debts. So that like gang of people that were harassing him about these debts, he hires them to help him find the guy that recruited him into Squid Games. Because he's like, if we find him, we can maybe get into their system and try to figure out what's going on, try to stop the thing from happening. Mm-hmm. So they're going from train station to train station trying to find this man. Eventually, they do find him. And they let our main character know, hey, we found dude. And he's like, great, I'm going to be there soon. Don't engage with him. You know, he could be dangerous, da-da-da. It's taking him a minute to get there. He gets pulled over by the police. One of the police is the brother, if you guys remember from the first season, who like snuck into the Squid Game to try to find his brother.
One of his brothers was in it, right?
Yeah, one of his brothers was like one of the
contestants.
Not contestants, but one of the people that worked for Squid Games.
Oh, you're right. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
And then he ended up getting shot. Well, he survived, and he's a cop now, but he's still looking into Squid Games too. Main character gets pulled over, whatever, and the guys that were chasing the recruiter were like, well, we have to press him because we're going to lose him if we don't. They press him. Basically, they end up getting kidnapped. This guy's also like a sociopath. Like, we see a couple different things about him, and it's like, oh, he's really crazy. Like, it's not, oh, I just work for these people. No, you're a little insane.
They purposely got him to do this.
They purposely got him to do it. But anyway, things evolve. Main character ends up having to confront the guy, and he's like, yeah, well, you know, this is Squid Game, so we're not going to stop ever, so deal with it. And basically, they end up playing a game of Russian roulette. Because again, the other guy's a sociopath, and he's like, well, I have the key to a building and also the numbers for people to contact in the Squid Game. If you beat me, you can take it. He ends up beating him. Episode 2, they're going more and more into like, how do we stop this thing from happening? Some new characters are introduced that we can guess are also going to be in the Squid Game. Mm-hmm. And basically, to summarize this whole episode, what you need to take away from it is our main character. They catch him, the people who do Squid Games. And he ends up basically saying, like, look, I know y'all are going to kill me regardless. I really don't want this game to go on, but I have a proposition. If you guys let me back into Squid Game, I'm sure it'll be really entertaining. And if I win again, cool, y'all have to stop. But if not, you know, you get to kill me anyway, and it's going to be entertaining for you. So that's kind of like how it sets up how the second episode ends, and now we're opening up to the actual games and the rest of the season.
Right.
That's your quick synopsis. I personally am very, very excited to see how the season goes.
Yeah.
I'm kind of a little hesitant, I guess you could say, because a lot of times when there's a large gap in between the first installation of something and the second, things can kind of go a little bit awry.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a chance still because I really enjoyed the first season of Squid Games.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see where it goes. The first 2 episodes, I think, set us up pretty well. There was some things, some fluff that we could have taken out, but I'm excited to see where it takes us.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I think I need to go back and maybe watch a little bit of season 1.
There's a lot that happened.
Because starting episode 1 of season 2, I was like, do I remember where this is starting from? You know, like there were the time gap did lose a lot.
It's been 4 years.
It's been 4 years. Yeah,
understandable. Like if you don't remember, I didn't remember, but they did do like, you know how Netflix will do like a little recap.
Yeah.
So they do a recap. I don't think it would hurt to go back and rewatch the first season because there's so many things that happen. Yeah.
If not just like the last few episodes towards the end.
Yeah.
I remember the general synopsis of season 1.
Right.
I just, you know, the details I'm forgetting.
There's a lot of moving parts for sure.
But I don't know why I feel like after like episode 2, I'm thinking he's going to try to like destroy the game from within.
Probably. I mean, it's so... Because, again, they target people who are in, like, desperate situations financially.
The poor.
So, it's like, yeah, you can go in and say, like, hey, y'all, do not play this game. But you wave some money in front of people's faces. Who's going to believe that, they're going to shoot me dead if I don't do.
Right.
But that's what happens.
Right.
So.
And also people don't know that are in the game, don't know that they're going to die.
Exactly.
Until they
don't know until they
killed.
get there. And it's not, remember, they're on, like, some, like, remote island, too. So it's not easy to, like, I'm going to leave, you know? And it's also, I would have the question of like, dude, why are you back? If that was the case and you won, why are you still here?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But anyway, we have a good cast. Again, I think let me not say the only returning character. Our main character is back again, Gi-hoon. The salesman, if you guys remember the guy who recruited him, he's back just for the first episode. Spoiler alert, he does die. I did say they played Russian roulette, guys. There's only one way out of that game.
And that nigga is crazy.
And he's insane, okay?
And he knew he was finna die.
He knew he was gonna die.
Off the last one. He was like, yeah, I'm just gonna kill myself.
He knew he was. Junho, which is the policeman / the guy who went looking for his brother.
Yes.
He's returning as well. That's pretty much the only returning people. Again, guys, it was Squid Game. So unfortunately, a lot of our characters, our faves, are dead.
Right. They died in the first season.
They all died. So we're starting from scratch. It's a new batch of people, new characters, new personalities being introduced.
Yes.
It should be interesting to see how this plays out.
Yeah.
But yeah, it only came out this past Thursday.
Brand new.
So go watch it if you haven't. I'm
Netflix.
gonna keep watching it. It's on Netflix as usual, guys.
Yes.
But yeah, it's really a question of ethics and morals.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we had to talk about today in ethics class. I mean,
makes sense.
It makes sense.
Right,
what would y'all do? What would you do?
Would y'all play Squid Games?
For $1 million. But I don't think I would.
It's not worth my life.
It's not worth my life. I could die. I'm good. You know?
I'm good.
I'm not gonna do that.
Maybe the Netflix reality show, like
that's different.
The little game
you're not gonna
show.
actually die in that. Right. So I would do that.
I would do that.
Squid Games. I'm
a pass.
I'm a pass. Thank you though. Thanks for the opportunity. But yeah, y'all. On that note, we can go ahead and say class is dismissed. See you later.
Girl, I don't know about you, but today drained me. And I want nothing more than to kick back and relax in what other better way than our latest segment, the Teacher's Lounge.
Guys, Teacher's Lounge. On top of talking shit, we also have free mani-pedis. There's a massage chair.
There's an espresso machine.
There's facials. There's a live crocodile. We do fight nights on Tuesdays.
We taking bids on students.
You know, we gamble. What else? What else is there? You know?
Guys, we're so excited to be opening with one of our new segments, the Teacher's Lounge, which will be a recurrent show with you all. And what we'll really be doing is recapping and updating you on the latest tea for our fan favorite segments. So for this episode for Teacher's Lounge, we will be discussing Love Island Australia and The Ultimatum. The two most talked about reality shows, Netflix and broader, I think, that we've seen thus far. And you guys are asking for updates, so we're gonna give it to you. I think when we left off from Love Island, we left and said that they were about to enter Hotel Amour.
Yeah, it was like after the very first Hotel Amour episode.
Hotel Amour, right? Hannah had just gotten voted off. Mm-hmm. There was a big recoupling for Hotel Amour, which obviously is not permanent. And they had just really gotten in on the first day. So to update, Love Island Australia is now over, you guys. It is complete. So just so you know, if you are not finished with Love Island Australia or the latest season of The Ultimatum, there is going to be nothing but spoilers. Okay.
Right. Skip
ahead. Or stay tuned. Better yet, stay tuned. Okay. So when we left off at Love Island, all of that had gone on. We're going to be coming back as far as the following episodes after. Hannah, turns out she was not voted off.
No, she wasn't.
When we come back from Hotel Amour, the cast comes back in their new couples, decides if they want to stay in this new couple or go back to someone that they were previously with or someone entirely different. They come back and everyone essentially gets back with their original partner before they left for Hotel Amour. Then we get down to Taylor. Taylor, who we know was recoupled at that time. With Chrissy, right. And Hannah, who he was coupled with, got sent home. Mm-hmm. So Taylor gets asked the question if he wants to stay in his couple or if he wants to recouple. And before he even gets to decide, guess who walks in? Hannah. Hannah was never sent home, y'all. I guess they just threw everyone through a fucking loop.
And I had a fucking feeling when it happened.
I had a feeling because I was like, why did she get voted off? For what reason?
I knew it. I was like, I don't think she's gone.
Yeah. Guys. So they brought Hannah back and we're like, are you sure you want Chrissy or do you want your girl back? And our man wanted his girl back, y'all. Even though him and Chrissy seem to be getting along great, I did still kind of feel like he was like, dang, I really started liking Hannah, and now she's gone.
Yeah, they had never like officially coupled up either.
They had never coupled up.
Talked about it with each other, and they were about to. Then she got sent home.
Yeah. So he said bye-bye, Chrissy, and him and Hannah were back on it. So after Hotel Amore, all the couples rejoined. Everything was peaches and cream. Or so we thought, y'all.
So we thought.
Because maybe an episode or two later, we get hit with our favorite, my favorite, I know it's Dylan's favorite, one of the favorite parts of Love Island, movie night.
Look, Next to Casa Amore movie night is fucking chef's kiss. Like, it's so good.
For anyone who's not familiar with movie night, you guys, is going to be the production's review of the clips that we get to see as viewers, but the cast has not seen.
Yes.
So now the cast is seeing clips of Love Island that they've never seen before. So there are some things that they didn't know that happened in the house or away from the house that now they're being made aware of.
Yes. Any tea, any lies, anything that was in the shadows,
you're getting called out.
Yep.
And sometimes production slips in things that were just cut.
Yeah.
So sometimes there are things that we haven't seen either that are shown. So after Hotel Amore, a couple days later, they have movie night. And remember, on the last episode, we had mentioned that that's Sophie and Zane had some things going on in Hotel Amore. Mm-hmm. It was very questionable. And we were like, what was Sophie doing with that man?
Right.
What were all those noises? What were all those sounds? They had a roll tape on her. Now, prior to the whole roll tape, when they announced to the cast that they were having movie night, this girl was losing her mind. She was freaking the fuck out. And prior to they all went to go sit down, Zane actually pulls Dylan aside and tells him that there was some shit that happened in Hotel Amore.
That Sophie didn't give like the full 411
She did not tell him.
She did like a very we touched each other.
She said we
had touchy.
They were touchy.
But didn't say like what happened.
Touchy is not saying you gave a man head.
Right. I'm like, girl, touchy could have been you rubbed his back type shit.
I'm saying touchy could be like you rubbed his face while you were kissing him.
Y'all dapped each other up type shit.
Who knows?
Like, what are we talking about?
This girl did not tell him that they were being sexual with each other. Mm-hmm. So Zane ended up telling him before movie night. So Dylan went into movie night already knowing what Sophie did.
Right. Zane was like, we did everything besides
sex. Right. Yeah. And there's a lot in between to fill in those blanks.
There's definitely a lot.
It's a lot of things. So Dylan went into movie night already knowing what happened. Sophie was put on blast.
Deservedly so.
Honestly, yes. Like,
deservedly so.
Did she not lie? Did she not lie?
Sophie, since the time she came in, I was never particularly
she was
partial.
Kind of fake.
She's always been fake, and as the season went on, I feel like it got revealed like how much of like a narcissist, liar, manipulator she really is. Because it literally was like watching gaslighting and narcissistic tactics live, like in 4K.
Y'all, if you didn't see the movie night episode, even if you didn't tap into Love Island at all, I would recommend at least going on YouTube and watching the movie night clip.
Insane,
because you're going to see a gaslighter in action. Like, she really made this man believe that he was insecure about her lying to him. Like, it was crazy. Either way, she gets called out for fucking lying.
Really
Dylan
bad.
really seems over it. But then as the season proceeds, he forgives her, which is kind of like, also Dylan, not to say that he's as fucked up as Sophie is, but the man's playing the game.
He's pretty fucked up.
He played the long game. He got back with her to be in a couple because that man was trying to win $100,000. Okay.
Right. And he was also getting his his
little dicks up.
Played with every night.
Sophie was she was
my girl was making
giving out
moves
some
throughout the villa, and that's no shade. And also, I don't want it to be confused. We don't like.
There's no slut shaming
we're
here.
Not, we support men. No, guys, that's
absolutely
not the case. However, in this case,
I don't support a liar though.
I don't support a liar, and she was lying.
I hate to side with the man, but she was lying to him really
bad, like,
and multiple times. You guys, like
you're on camera, girl.
On camera, and we see it. So fast forward to the end, guys. The final couples are there, and the winners of Love Island Australia end up being M and Mercedes.
Record scratch.
Literally,
what the fuck? Like,
because honestly, during the rest of the season, M, Honestly, the girls were very disappointing to me. I really liked Em in the beginning. I really liked most of the girls, to be honest, the OGs that were left. And they just started being kind of bitchy. Like, they were kind of started being mean girls to each other. And granted, Hannah had that one moment. Well, not one moment. She had her moments in the early season towards Em and being rude with her. But I just felt like it was a facade revealed with the other three because they just were being really, really, really mean.
Mimi was always kind
of a mean
I peeped
girl.
that very early with her.
Yeah, the cliques were forming, and at this point, y'all, they were just full on raging bitches to Hannah. And what was the other girl's name? The other blonde. Kayla. Yeah. They just excluded them from everything. They did. So it was kind of a record scratch when Emma Mercedes won. But they did, and I never really felt for the Emma Mercedes couple. It just never gave genuine to me. It never gave genuine. And turns out, y'all, now this is the tea post-show. Em and Mercedes are no longer a couple. Actually, I think the only possible couple left is Taylor and Hannah.
Right. But they're not like official.
But they're not even official.
Nobody's official.
No one's official. But the official boyfriend and girlfriend literally broke up right after the show.
Yeah.
In fact, Mercedes went on to post on his Instagram that he won 3 out of 3 or like 2 out of 2 reality shows that he's been a part of. Because mind you, he was previously on Fuckboy Island.
Right.
So he goes on a post that he's 3 of 3 or 3 out of 3 wins. And shortly after, we find out that he has unfollowed and blocked Em and vice versa.
Yeah.
They're no longer a couple. They don't speak anymore. They're blocked. And the rest of the island hangs out with each other.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just all very weird.
It's very much everybody fucks with each other besides Mercedes and Steph. Mercedes and Steph are friends, but none of the rest of the cast
are friends with them. Yeah. Everybody else is cool and fine with each other, but those two. Yeah. So it's a little weird, guys. It's a little weird. We're going to jump back into the ultimatum now and give you guys an update. So where we left, it was almost decision time where people are going to figure out if they're going to be with this new person or go back to their ex. Guys, everyone ended up either going back or breaking up. So the only couple that really made it out was Caleb and Mariah.
I knew it. I predicted it. I was
you did predict it. That was the only couple that I honestly would want to continue on.
Honestly, that only the only ones sense. I could see it for. Yeah.
So no one ended up recoupling with the new person. Although it did really seem that JR wanted Sandy.
Really bad.
Because he kind of
Arya and Scotty did recouple with each other.
You're right. Yeah. Oh, so Arya and Scotty ended up did leave the show engaged actually. Mm-hmm. But at the reunion, obviously the reunion is a year after filming. Yeah. So last year they were engaged, but now currently the only people that are still engaged are Caleb and Mariah.
Yes.
Arya and Arya and Scotty are not engaged anymore. Thank God. My bitch woke up, probably watched the show and was like, what the hell am I doing?
Right.
Apparently she had to come to Jesus right after she said yes. Yeah. So yeah, no one besides Caleb and Mariah are together. JR and oh my gosh, Zaina. JR and Zaina are no longer together either. No. Thank God. And Zaina is like essentially washed her hands with that man. Like she wants nothing to do with him. And if you even looked at when they had the moment to decide if they wanted to be with the other person, y'all, JR started crying after him and Zaina broke up, quote unquote. But it was kind of giving like, are you crying over Zaina or are you crying over Sandy?
Because Sandy went into it like when, they all meet up with each other or whatever and say whether or not we're going to leave together. Sandy was talking to JR and like immediately was like, well, this isn't going to happen type thing. Right. And then you could see his face drop. Like it was a face crack for him. And like as he's walking away, he's going, hold it together. Hold it together. So it really is. Okay, were you crying over Zaina or were you crying over Sandy? I think he was crying over Sandy.
I think he was crying over Sandy.
100%.
I think he was crying over Sandy. There's a lot of things wrong with that man. I don't like him at all, y'all. No. And the things that have come out after the show, apparently Sandy and Nick have come out on a different podcast.
Vile Files.
Yes, the Vile Files, and have come out and said that they were only in a relationship for a couple months before going on the show, and had lied about the length and the reality of their relationship, which really was not that long term.
Because they said, like, on the show they've been together for, like, 2 or 3 years or some shit like that. It was only 9 months.
And it only been a couple months, you guys.
So, Netflix, again, y'all need to do your background checks on these fucking contestants. Like, I don't get it.
But it's kind of giving... Do they even really want to, or are they just trying to have make TV?
Well, that's the thing. They're trying to make good TV. Yeah. That's, end all be all. Yeah. As long as people watch it.
As long as you're watching and tuning in, do they really care?
No. Right.
Yeah, since the show that has gone on, JR has been on TikTok and Instagram Live, like trying to make his claim that he really loves Zaina and all that shit. And it's just like, sir, who are you talking to? Like, no one believes you. Right. No one believes you, and she doesn't believe you, nor does she want to hear from you. She's living her best life.
Literally. Sandy and JR are still doing their rounds, too. We didn't sleep with each other. No,
we didn't sleep with each other. No, we didn't. Mind you, y'all, there is a still shot frame, like, of JR, butt-ass naked, in their room. Like, if you freeze frame on an episode in the ultimatum, you can see him with no bottoms on.
I saw Sandy's TikTok, like, literally talking about that frame. She had it, like, up behind her green screen mode. She was like, you can clearly see he has shorts on, and I have on a tank top on the bed, and da-da-da-da. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. But my gut is telling me they fucked. I mean, that's just my gut. That's my gut.
I don't...
Allegedly,
I know they did.
We don't know.
I know they did. I know they did.
I have a strong feeling. I have a strong feeling about this.
Yeah,
I think they did.
I just don't believe anything else. And then lastly, you guys, Aria at the reunion, Aria was kind of trying to make a little bit of a big deal about what Caleb was doing on social media in regards to her. Now, where I did kind of understand where Aria was coming from, because, if you're engaged, why are you liking and commenting and swiping up on people's stories of someone you used to date? That's fucking weird. And if I was Mariah, I would have fucking problems with that. Yeah. But Aria came to the reunion like, hey, you said you didn't have feelings for me and all that. And I think it's kind of like a lot of bullshit. And also, if that's the case, why are you always on my Instagram, watching my page, watching my stories, liking my pictures, liking my stories, swiping up, talking to me? Like, why are you doing that? And that was news to Mariah, apparently, too. So kind of caused a little drama.
It did. He was like, I do that with everybody. I was doing that on Zayn's post. And, Caleb's always high. Allegedly. But he looks like Caleb was like, I just popped an edible. I'm not trying to get into this mess. They didn't really feed the fire. But
But it was a little bit of ruckus tried to be made.
Yeah. But, and they're trying to be like a trio. Chanel.
Yes, Chanel, Zaina, and Aria. I see them hanging out. Yeah. They're very cute girls. Like
they're all very pretty girls. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Honestly, I hope the best for them. Chanel still didn't get that ring. No. They left the show early and I don't see a ring on her finger. So
I'm gonna hope you get it, girl.
We gonna cross our fingers for you. But yeah, guys, we will be doing the Teacher's Lounge more often than not when we want to recap on some good tea and give you some new updates. But just for now, we're going to go back to class and go back to our scheduled program.
Right. So
we're going to leave the lounge. I'm putting my coffee mug down.
Yeah.
We're ending it.
I finished my leftovers.
Yeah. We finished lunch, guys, and we're getting back to class. Bye-bye.
Students, pack up your bags. There is not a period 4. Instead, we're having a school assembly.
Ooh.
And in this school assembly, guess what we're going to do, guys?
What?
Drum roll, please. It is time capsule time.
Ooh. I love time capsules.
We're going to make a time capsule. And what that means for us is our 2024 Wrapped, okay?
Think Spotify.
Think
Apple Music.
Think Apple Music does it too. They have. What's it called in Apple Music? It's not called Wrapped.
It's called something cute.
It's called something else.
Yeah.
It's the
same. It's the same sense.
But it's the same thing. Basically, is what we're gonna do. So instead of just your music and your songs that you listen to and your top artists, we are going to be rating our favorite shows / movies / albums of the year.
Yes.
And we're also going to talk about what we are looking forward to in 2025 in those same categories. Guys, I'm really excited about this segment. 2024 has fed us, if you think about from the beginning to the very end, there have been so many things released. Yeah. And I'm looking forward to seeing what we think. And I also want to hear from y'all about this. Like, maybe we'll open it up to where somehow
we might make a little poll for you.
We might make a little poll. I want to hear what are you guys' tops. Yes. Like, where they could type it in. We'll look into it. We'll
figure out how we want to.
We'll figure it out. But guys, without any further ado, let's put our stuff in this time capsule and get into it. Okay. So as far as shows go, I'm gonna break it down into scripted show. Mm-hmm. And y'all know us, reality TV. So it's two separate categories.
Okay? And with good reason.
With good reason. Yeah. So my 2024 time capsule for scripted show, my top, if I had to decide.
If you had to.
Would have to come down to The Penguin. It was so good.
I deeply understand that.
I looked forward to every single episode.
Yes.
The acting, the way it was shot.
Yes.
The FX, makeup, just everything about it. I love that show so much, so much, so much. And I'm praying that they make a season 2 or something.
They left it kind of like in the wind as far as what to expect.
Yeah, but that was my top show of 2024.
It's a great show.
So many good shows came out, but if I had to put one at number 1, it has to be The Penguin.
That makes sense.
That's just me.
I give it to you.
It was that good. If I'm going to say favorite reality show, top reality show of the year, I got to give it to Love Island USA season 6.
Hands down.
Shifted everybody.
Honestly, made me even. I would sometimes tap into Love Island, but this season of Love Island USA,
peak reality TV,
changed it.
Peak reality TV, the best US season by far, and I would honestly argue one of the best Love Island seasons. Period.
Yeah.
Across the spinoffs, I would make that argument.
Yeah.
We have breakout stars. The drama, everything. It was just so good and it fed us the whole summer. If you weren't there, I don't know where you were, honestly. But it was that good. I have to rank that as my top reality show.
Yeah.
Top movie of the year. I have 2. I could not pick between these 2. So it's a toss-up. And it's actually a family-friendly toss-up, too. They ended up being my favorites of the year. I'm going to give it to, between these, Inside Out 2. I laughed. I cried. I cried again. I cried some more. And I laughed some more. It was great.
It was I love Pixar movies, though. I love Pixar.
It's so good. And honestly, I love the first Inside Out. I wasn't sure how the second one was going to be.
It was just as good.
It superseded expectations. It was amazing.
It really was.
I'm going to give my second one to Wicked. I loved Wicked, guys. I really did. Yeah. And I'm a fan of the musical. I was looking forward to it when they first announced it, and I went out and saw it, and it met, if not superseded, my expectations. And that's hard to do when you're looking forward to a movie.
Exactly.
You know? And it did. And
it didn't let you down.
It did not let me down. I loved it. So I'm going to put it up there for my top movie. That and Inside Out 2. And as far as my top album / bums, because I have 2, of 2024, I'm going to give it up to, it's a toss-up for me between GNX, Kendrick Lamar. I've been bumping it since it came out.
It's very good.
All the songs on the Billboard for a reason, guys. It's that good.
It's that good of an album.
It's that good. Yeah. That and Cowboy Carter. Those have to be my tops. Cowboy Carter was a sensational album.
Beyonce's always going to be a top.
Guys, the fucking Beyonce Bowl? Wait, we haven't mentioned Beyonce Bowl yet.
Oh, Lord.
Okay.
Please tell me y'all watch it. It's on Netflix right now. Even if you didn't watch the game,
you can go watch that specifically.
13-minute segment is there.
It's so good, guys. And
she's phenomenal.
I just love her. I love her.
I'm blessed to be born within the same timeline as this woman.
Literally. Yeah. But that's my 2024 time capsule. So I'm signing my name on it. I'm sealing it off. And I just threw the dirt on mine. And now I'm going to pass it over to you, Jor. What was 2024 given for you?
Okay. If we're breaking them down.
If you have to pick.
I have to pick. For scripted show. And it was very close because I agree with you. The Penguin was phenomenal.
So
it was
good.
Honestly, y'all, we got fed really well 2024 with our scripted shows.
We really did.
I'm going to have to give it to Interview with the Vampire.
Oh my God.
Y'all, that show is so good. I have to give a shout out to my best friend Jenna, who turned me on to that show from season 1. She was like, girl, it's gay vampires and they kissing. Please turn it on.
What's there not to like?
You had me at that. Okay. So I turned it on and I've been obsessed with it since. The writing
so good.
Is so well done. The actors are phenomenal.
Yes.
They just really engrope you in the story.
I was hanging on to the edge of my seat watching that whole
season. Okay, so y'all, so then after my best friend turned me on to it, I was watching it religiously. Apparently my mom started watching it too, but I really was like, Mom, watch season 2. She finally watched it. And then I pressured the shit out of Dylan. I was like, Dylan, watch Interview with the Vampire. I'm gonna get to it. I was like, girl,
I was watching a lot of shows. I was like, I'll get to it. And I did.
She was dragging her feet though. And then as soon as she did, what happened?
I'm hooked, guys. I really am.
She was like, I think, didn't you watch it a whole season?
I binged it. I was like, oh, this shit is so good.
It's so good. Y'all, if you haven't watched it, oh my God. And yes, chef kiss.
Yes.
Interview with the Vampire for my scripted show.
Can I do an honorable mention scripted shows? It just came to my head.
Yeah.
Shrinking season 2.
I love Shrinking.
Shrinking season
Apple
2.
Apple TV has such good shows, y'all.
It really does.
And honestly, our whole family loves Shrinking.
Yeah.
So Shrinking is such a lighthearted, but it's also like heartfelt too.
Yeah.
Very funny, but like also will make you like, oh, like sad, like low key tear up. It's very, very, very good. An Apple TV show. Definitely.
Couldn't recommend more. Yeah.
But I'm going to have to give Interview with the Vampire for my scripted show.
Understandable.
For my reality show, now y'all might be kind of like perplexed by my answer, but it's because y'all, I grew up watching this show. I binged watched this show for the longest time in undergrad, and then I fell in love with it as an adult. I want to be on this fucking show, okay? I will be putting in wink, okay. I will be putting in my casting tape this year. Quote me on it, okay? My reality show favorite for 2024 is The Amazing Race.
It's a good show.
It's a good fucking show, guys.
It really is.
If you've never watched The Amazing Race, it's phenomenal. It's a pair of people, however they are bound up, it differentiates. Sometimes they're siblings, sometimes they're partners, they're friends, they're coworkers, whatever. It spans the spectrum. And they race around the world for $1 million. Hello, like what else do you need to kind of like loop you in? And it's so good. I want to be on the show so bad. Me and Dylan will be putting in our casting tape 2024.
Hall pass Amazing Race.
Hall pass Amazing Race.
Let's go. Hall pass 2026. Maybe. I don't know.
We'll never say it, but our movements will capture if we won that $1 million. Okay?
Right. You're gonna look at our from us. We're gonna be like, wait a second.
Y'all don't hear from us for 6 months and then come back and our visuals on set are fantastic.
We have our own cameraman. Like, look, if there's a monitor behind us, it's gonna upgrade.
Then you'll know what happened. But yes, my favorite reality show is The Amazing Race. For a movie, I had to go back and forth. Mm-hmm. I'm going to have two.
Okay.
One of mine is going to be the same as Dill's because I love it so much. I love animation. I love animated movies. I loved Inside Out too.
So good.
I was so highly anticipating this movie, y'all. I don't care. I wanted to see it so bad. Honestly, that movie theater was almost all adults when we went to go see it.
Literally.
But yeah, Inside Out 2 was phenomenal. That is definitely one of my favorite movies of this year. I'm also going to have to give it to Longlegs.
Longlegs was good.
Longlegs was good, and it was so weird and like
very
creepy,
original horror movie.
Very original. And it was also like, again, one of those off-kilter, like, kind of funny. Like, it had hilarious moments, y'all. Like,
let me in now. And it can be nice.
Like, it was so weird, y'all. But I love that movie. Like, it was great. I laughed. It was weird and creepy and scary too. So yeah, I think it kind of hit on all the elements. And y'all know, as you heard earlier today, we love horror.
Yes.
So I'm gonna give Longlegs as my second fave movie. Now, fave album, of course, Cowboy Carter, Beyonce, of course.
Of course.
Beyonce is always gonna be up there. She's forever gonna be up there with whatever she does. She's gonna be one of my favorites. I'm gonna have my tie with my other two faves gonna be between Kaytranada Timeless, because I'm a house music girl down.
Yes.
And Tyla's album, her self-titled premiere album. I do think Tyla is giving me Baby Ree vibes. She has hits. I just love her. Like, she's very cute. She's very poised. Like, the bitch can dance. She can sing. She's beautiful. Like, I'm living for her. She's having her moment. I also love Amapiano. I love South African music. So, like, it was a hit. I'm still playing her records. So, definitely a hit between, like, very much my house music-esque albums, Kaytranada Timeless and Tyla self-titled.
Work.
That is going to be my time capsule. I'm kissing her goodbye and I'm putting her in the dirt.
Throw her away.
Throw her away.
Bury her. Okay. Next, we're going to get into what we're looking forward to in 2025.
Ooh.
Same format, things that have not come out yet, but are soon to come out in the next
year.
The anticipation.
Yes.
Okay. For me personally, starting out with scripted series, I have two that I'm very much looking forward to. One of those being Season 2 of The Last of Us.
Ooh,
guys,
yes.
The Last of Us was such a good show.
Pascal.
Oh my, and Pedro Pascal.
Oh, I love you.
Wow, I'm blushing.
Hearts.
No, Season 2, I'm very much so looking forward to, because Season 1 was so fucking good. I can't wait. I really can't wait. I can't wait to see. And I think it's supposed to take place like 5 years after what happens in Season 1. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
So I'm excited to see where they take the story. What all is happening. What's happening with all of our characters. I'm very excited. Second, what I'm looking forward to season-wise, scripted series-wise, is White Lotus season 3.
Yes.
I can't wait for the next one. I feel like
I'm co-signing you on that one. I love White Lotus.
When did season 2 come out? Like a couple of years ago.
Maybe a year or two ago. I don't think it didn't come out this year.
2023.
I might have been 2023.
I want to say it was.
Yeah,
guys.
I think it's
White
every
Lotus,
2-year type.
If you haven't watched White Lotus, you don't have to have seen all of the seasons to get it.
You don't have to watch any previous season, honestly.
Sometimes there are repeating characters, most of the time not. But season 3 is coming out in February. So I'm very much so looking forward to that. I think Last of Us is sometime in the spring.
Okay.
But yes, I'm very much so looking forward to that. Also, because you said it for your favorite series of 2024.
Yes.
Allegedly, season 3 of Interview with the Vampire is coming out.
It's supposed to be coming out. Yes.
Fingers crossed, toes crossed, eyes crossed. I need it. I need it. And it's supposed to be like a Lestat season. Just Lestat. I need it. Okay. Anyway, I said a lot. Anyway, reality TV that I'm looking forward to in the new year. Have to start off, guys. RuPaul's Drag Race season 17. Down. If you're going to know one thing about me, I've been watching RuPaul's Drag Race since the very first season. I'm not exaggerating. I was 8/9 years old in front of the TV.
We started watching RuPaul at its inception. We were first watchers.
I'm a Drag Race fan down. So I'm very much so looking forward to season 17.
Season 17.
Yeah, it's been on for forever. I was 9 when the first season came out.
Yeah, it's been that long.
It's been that long. I'm very much looking forward to it. The queens look fierce. I'm very excited, and we will definitely be covering it on this show.
Yes, we will.
That starts in January. I'm also looking forward to any upcoming Love Island seasons. Mm-hmm. I know Love Island All Stars, which are UK fan favorites. That starts sometime in January. Obviously, when Love Island US comes out, maybe there'll be another Love Island game season. We'll see. I'm looking forward to any of those.
Yeah.
Movie. I am very much so looking forward to. I have 2 again. Wicked Part 2, which if you watch the first part or you know the play, it's what happens post-intermission in Wicked Part 2. Very much so looking forward to that. I'm also looking forward to the new Superman movie.
Ooh,
that James Gunn. Yeah, James Gunn is supposed to be directing that. The trailer came out. It looks very, very cool. I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's really tapping into like comic book Superman.
Yeah.
It's not Henry Cavill anymore. It's a new actor, but he gives very much Clark Kent. So he's working at the what's it called? The Globe something. But it looks like it's going to be really good. I'm really excited for that.
Good. Yeah.
And then album, obviously we don't know what albums are going to be coming out next year. I can only hope, and I'm putting it into the universe. And she kind of alluded to this. We're manifesting. She kind of alluded to it post Beyonce Bowl, but she's announcing something on the 14th of January. We'll see what it is. I think it's tour tickets.
I think she's doing something for Capricorn season.
She might. But whatever Act 3 is, if Act 3 is going to be released in 2025, that'll be my most anticipated album. Yes. I'm thinking it's going to be rock, guys. That's my guess.
I'm
What's
guessing
yours?
rock.
I think it's going to be rock. But whatever Beyonce does in 2025 is my most anticipated album.
I completely agree with that.
Fingers crossed. And we're sending these vibes to the universe. We can't wait to see what comes out.
Yes.
And whatever else surprises us along the way. But that's what I'm anticipating next year.
Girl, I am going to probably co-sign the scripted for White Lotus.
Yes.
For my scripted shows, I'm definitely looking forward to White Lotus. It's so funny. I love that show. So I'm going to co-sign you on that. I'm also looking forward to next season of The Bear. I loved The Bear, guys.
I still have to get into it.
You have to get into it.
I started season 1. I never finished it. Y'all might jump me for saying that. I love Jeremy Allen White. Don't get me wrong. I love that man. I was a shameless fan. But I have to actually finish The Bear. I've never finished it.
The Bear is so good. It's a drama. It's a dramedy, I would say. It's so layered. It's just really, really good.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely looking forward to where they're going with this. I'm just going to tap in every season because they had me hooked after season 1. So I want to see where they're going with this next season. I'm also looking forward to, for my spooky, y'all know I love the spooky thriller horror. I'm looking forward to the new It series.
I'm looking forward to that.
It's a new It series coming on Max.
I think it's supposed to be about It himself.
I think so. I think it's like his backstory.
I'm very much so.
I'm very interested in like how this is going to play out, like where they're going to go with it, and if it's going to be like really scary. Like I want to know how horror they're going to go with it, or if it's just going to be kind of scary. Like
I feel like it'll be good.
Is it going to give like American Horror Story, or is it going to give like horror?
Right.
You know. And then my last scripted show I'm looking forward to is Black Mirror. I love Black Mirror, guys.
Yes.
So Netflix
and the last season was good.
And last season was good.
It was.
Good. So I'm definitely looking forward to the season 7 of Black Mirror.
Yes.
For my reality shows, of course, going to do another shameless plug. Amazing Race. I'm looking forward to.
If you haven't picked up on it yet,
forward. I'm obsessed with Amazing Race, you guys.
She really is. I'm not
joking. Like I've watched it every season. I cannot wait for the next season, and I will be putting in my audition tape for 2026. Quote me.
Be on the lookout.
Be on the lookout. And guys, I don't know if you know, but we are some fans of the K-drama reality shows.
Loves them. Oh my God.
We love them down. And Singles Inferno will be back with a new season in January.
I hope you're ready for Hall Pass reporting on Singles Inferno. If you don't know,
we're tapping into
soon,
the K-dramas. Okay? So my K-girls, we're coming for you. We love you. We see you. You are recognized. We are also here.
It comes out like in 2 weeks, doesn't it?
It comes out in a couple weeks. So like literally, I think right after my birthday, I think the episodes come out that weekend.
Oh my God, I'm pretty excited. Sure. I'm so excited.
Yeah, y'all, don't be surprised if the next episode we will be talking about the first few episodes of Singles Inferno.
Literally.
Because I cannot wait.
We're putting y'all on.
Cannot wait.
Say thank you ahead of time.
If you haven't watched it, go watch it right now. We're letting you know. Go watch it. And watch it undubbed. Just put the subtitles on, please.
Just put the subtitles.
For movie, y'all, I'm really looking forward to the Michael Jackson biodoc.
Yeah.
Well, it's not a biodoc, is it?
It is.
It is a biodoc.
Mm-hmm. Or biopic.
Mm-hmm. But like, it looks really good, and it was really well casted.
It's his nephew,
what it looks like. I think so. I think his nephew is playing young him.
I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with that.
I am, and it's honestly, I know Michael has had a lot of things talked about with his past, and I don't know how true or whatever it is, but like, you know, the man was an icon, and I think it's rightfully time we have a good Michael Jackson movie. I'm not saying his last one wasn't good.
The best one was American Dream.
The American Dream was good.
That was the best one.
But I just think it could be better.
It could.
And I would like to see what they do with it. The cast looks really good. I think it was thought through really well. So I want to see what they do with it. And then the other one is this movie Sinners by Ryan Coogler. Guys, if you don't know, it's a Black director that made Black Panther. Okay. He's doing like this movie that is about like I think it's a period piece with Black vampires. And
is it?
Yeah.
I would go see that.
Yeah. I don't really know what direction he's going with it, but I know Michael B. Jordan is one of the major stars, so I'm already tapped in for that.
Right.
Okay?
We're already there.
And then finally, for albums, of course, Beyonce. She hinted that maybe January 14th, or is it 14th?
She's doing 14th. She's doing something January 14th.
She's doing something, whether it's a tour date, an album, or whatever. Visuals. Whatever she does, y'all, I want to know. So I'm highly anticipating whatever she announces on the 14th. And wishfully, God willing, Rihanna blesses me. Oh my God. Maybe she'll come out of retirement just for me. Just a song. I'll take a song at this point. I'll take a song.
Anything.
An EP, please. Please, something. I love you. But yeah, wishfully hoping and praying for Rihanna, and obviously waiting with bated breath for Beyonce. That is my 2025 wish list.
Guys, what a way to send off 2024. That was a lot of fun. Oh my God. You can look forward to time capsules every year.
Yeah,
so
at the end of the year.
We'll see you in December 2025 for the next time capsule. But I hope you guys enjoyed that segment. Yes. And look, the bell is ringing, guys. You can pretty much go home.
Go home, y'all.
Should we send them off?
Get ready for New Year.
Get ready for New Year. Where are your streamers?
Go get your grapes.
Who y'all kissing? Find somebody.
My
man is out of the state, but that's okay. It's okay. That's neither here nor there. Anyway, guys, we're going to send you off. Thank you so much again for tuning in.
We love you guys so much.
We love you guys so much. Into 2024, I hope everybody has an amazing new year.
Yes.
I hope everybody had a great holidays. Yeah. Please stay tuned. We have a lot more coming. As usual, don't forget to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at hallpass.pod.
Don't forget to follow
YouTube and X/Twitter. We're also there. And our new Blue Sky, guys, if you haven't followed that yet.
Yes.
That is all one word at hallpasspod. And don't forget, you can stream our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube Music, and Amazon Music.
Woo! Y'all, we are everywhere.
We're everywhere, okay?
Stream us on your favorite platform. We're going to be there. Okay?
We love you. Give us feedback.
We love you guys.
You will see our faces, and we hope to see your beautiful faces in the new year.
In the new year, yes.
Yeah, we love you guys. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Hall Pass
Happy
listeners.
holidays.
We love you
all.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.